The newest Razer Blade is a laptop we've been looking forward to for a really long time. Why? Well, it attempts to do something that not many laptops are actually able to do, which is be equal parts an awesome gaming machine and also a thin and light laptop that can compare to something like a MacBook Pro. The crazy thing is with the newest Blade, Razer has actually pulled it off. Let's start with the way the Razer Blade functions as just a premium thin and light laptop, because this is the aspect that needed the biggest update from previous versions. It's still got a full aluminum unibody chassis with build quality that rivals what you get from Apple or Microsoft, and Razer has kept the whole thing fairly light and thin. At just 4.5 pounds and 0.6 inches thick, it's not a big reduction from the old Razer Blade, but given the larger screen and more powerful internals inside, we were still pretty impressed by how well this thing fits in sitting next to the XPS 15 or the Surface Book 2. Razer has always tried to avoid the cliches of gaming brands, but they've taken the design here to the next level. Gone are the rounded corners and indented lines of the previous version, instead going for a simpler, boxier look, and everything looks really refined. All of this is crucial because if it's going to compete with a MacBook Pro, XPS 15, or Surface Book 2, you can't have ugly hinges or colored air vents on your laptop. The fantastic design continues when you open it up, showing off the thinned out bezels around the matte display and the enlarged touchpad that stretches out across the palm rests. The last important piece of this puzzle is battery life. The Razer Blade has squeezed a hefty 80 watt-hour battery in here, and it uses Intel's Optimus technology to make sure it isn't using the discrete graphics when it's not needed. The result is a pretty consistent 7 or 8 hours of battery life with ordinary productivity, as well as when watching video. The numbers dip a bit under heavier loads, but these results put the Razer Blade squarely in the middle of the pack with other thin and light laptops. But for a gaming laptop, which typically gets around 3 hours, it's incredible. So we can check that off. The Razer Blade works as a standard thin and light laptop pretty well. But if Razer had compromised on gaming performance, none of that really matters. But fortunately, Razer has taken a big leap forward there as well. The laptop features either the GTX 1060 Max-Q or the 1070 Max-Q running graphics. We tested out the 1070 and we were really impressed by the results. We easily got over 60 frames per second on pretty much every game we tested in 1080p with the settings maxed. Even bumping it up to 1440p, nearly every game we tested got around 60 frames per second, or at least very close. Razer has reinvented its thermal solution with a new vapor chamber cooling system to ensure that it's not throttling your performance. The system definitely still gets hot and loud when running games, but never to the extent that it's uncomfortable on a desk. The other big gaming feature on the Razer Blade is the option for a 1080p 144Hz display. It's a bit more expensive than the starting level 60Hz display, but this is the one most gamers are going to want. All of this is backed up by the Superfast 6-core Intel Core i7-8750H processor, which is the second fastest laptop chip we've ever tested. It also comes with a fast Samsung Nvme SSD and 16 GB of dual-channel RAM, both of which are totally upgradable. So while we think the Razer Blade really does achieve a lot of the goals that it sets out to accomplish, there are a few things about it that might deter you from buying it. First of all, it doesn't have an SD card slot, which a lot of people will need. It also has a kind of a funky keyboard layout in that it's really hard to press the shift key and the question mark key at the same time. It's a small thing, but it does get kind of annoying. And third is the price. It starts at $1,900 for the base configuration, but if you want that 144Hz screen, it's gonna be $2,200. And if you want the 1070 Max-Q graphics card, it's gonna be up to $2,400. And that's a lot of money regardless of what it is. If what you want is a true hybrid laptop that looks as good as it plays games, we think the new Razer Blade is really your only option. Other gaming laptops do it for cheaper, but none do it better.